Mr. Hamparian, tomorrow a full House will vote on Resolution 252. What do you think? Why did they put this question, this issue, on the last day?
We are looking very much to a vote tomorrow, Tuesday, in support of the Armenian Genocide resolution. We feel that there's a bipartisan majority that wants to vote for this. It's unfortunate that it's come this late in the session, but I think this is something that all the members can agree upon. We're hoping that they can conduct this element of their legislative business in the next 24 hours, get this legislation adopted, put America back on the right side of this issue.
So you hope that the resolution will pass?
Of course. We're hoping that the Speaker will bring it to a vote, and we're confident that if it does come to a vote, that there'll be a majority that approves it.
So this will be the first time that the resolution passes in the full House, right, or not?
Many years ago, Congress passed legislation marking April 24th as a day of remembrance. What this does is it puts America on record saying that that's our policy going forward, and that we need to learn from the Armenian Genocide to prevent other crimes against humanity.
But Pelosi, 4 years ago, before becoming the Speaker, she many times said that Armenian Genocide took place and it's time for America to recognize it. Why does she do it on the last day?
Well, we obviously would have liked this to have come up earlier. We're gratified, though, that it does appear that it'll come up now. The important thing is to get this resolution adopted. It's not just 4 years too late, it's 95 years too late. But the good news is that if this legislation passes, and we expect that it will, it'll put America on the right side of the Armenian Genocide issue. It'll honor the Armenian victims of this crime. And also, I think, send a very important message to Turkey that America does care about this issue and is actually on the side of those voices within Turkey that are calling for the recognition of this crime. People like Orhan Pamuk, people like Hrant Dink, who unfortunately was assassinated, but the voices within Turkey that are calling for honesty and openness. And America needs to be on their side, not on the side of the deniers.
Last weekend, Turkey officially made another pressure on the U.S. government, saying it will spoil the relationship between the two countries, right?
Yeah, I mean, Turkey has a remarkable double standard on this issue. On the one hand, they are drifting far away from U.S. policy, flaunting any regard for American values. They feel free to do whatever they want at the United Nations with regard to Israel, Iran, Hamas, Hezbollah. Their policy is entirely driven by their own interests, but at the same time, they insist that America adhere to their gag rule on the Armenian Genocide. America gets no veto over Turkish policy, but Turkey gets a veto over America's defense of human rights. And that's a double standard, and it should not stand. It should be rejected.
But what about State Department? After Turkish pressure, State Department also stated that official position of State Department is not to recognize it. And
one of the sad realities of American political life is that the State Department is very often years, often decades behind the American people. The American people believe in fighting genocide and standing up against genocide, against opposing genocide at every stage, from the early warnings to the post-genocide denials. We've seen that in the Darfur movement. The State Department needs to catch up with that, to understand that it's outdated. Deference to Turkey doesn't make sense in today's world.
So doesn't it mean that even if it passes in a full House, that official U.S. position will stay like it is today's State Department's position?
It's really up to President Obama. President Obama was very clear as a candidate, as a senator, that America needed to recognize the Armenian Genocide. He was extremely eloquent on that, but reversed himself upon taking office, which is really a profound disappointment to Armenian Americans, because he understood the issue and nonetheless caved into Turkish pressure. That's reflected in the State Department's views. Our hope would be that the Congress, speaking out on this issue honestly and openly, will inspire him to do the same.
So if it passes in the full House, will it go to the table of the President or not? No,
the way that the legislation is drafted is that it's the sense of the U.S. Congress. It's the U.S. House of Representatives, one of our houses of Congress, giving its values and its priorities publicly to the President and everyone else, saying that we think that A, there was a genocide, B, it should be properly remembered, and C, its lessons should be used to prevent future crimes against humanity. So I think that's going to be a very powerful statement. We're hoping that it gets to the floor tomorrow, and we're confident that if it does, there's a bipartisan majority that wants to see it pass. If President Obama really stands alone in denying or seeking to block the recognition of this legislation, it's essentially the White House and Turkey. Every other element of American civil society has spoken out on this issue. 42 U.S. states, a majority of Congress would like to see this passed. The American media, the New York Times, the Associated Press, others deal honestly and openly with the Armenian Genocide. In academia, the Association of Genocide Scholars is on record. Every element of American civil society, except those that are susceptible to pressure, to bullying, to bribes, and blackmail by Turkey. And unfortunately, the president has not stood up to that pressure, and as a result, we have not had an executive branch recognition of this crime.
Mr. Hamparian, would you like to add anything?
No, just that we're looking forward to tomorrow's vote. Look forward to staying in touch with the Armenian service to keep you informed.
You'll be present during tomorrow's hearing?
We'll be working very hard right up until the time of the vote. We will not rest until we get this passed.
Success to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.